one of the coolest parts about living is that you can choose choice A, you can choose choice B, choice C, the rest of the alphabet, letters that don't exist yet, numbers that have never even been stated, whatever you want. There's so many choices we can make, and we are truly bound by nothing. And it's awesome. Now, I'm writing a philosophy paper for school, and someone I'm writing about my topic, which is whether free will exists or not, is a man named Jean-Paul Sartre, and he basically says that people are condemned to be free. He describes something. Look at this like scenery I'm at. Oh my God. But he describes something called the anguish of freedom, which basically is derived from the fact that we're so free that we can't even handle it and we force ourselves to be put into boxes, right? We're from this area, we're of this race, we're of this gender. I'm projected to make this much. I'm expected to live this many years. I'm expected to have this type of career and all of these things. We put ourselves in these positions where things are just predetermined to happen. We put ourselves in boxes that limit our freedom. And the reason we do this is because, again, we can't comprehend just how free we are. And we kind of get comfort in giving ourselves predetermined outcomes. We kind of have comfort in routine and just doing the same thing over and over and over again and knowing what to expect, right? We have comfort in just doing what's familiar. And the funny thing about us is that I gotta get mining, dude. I need some iron. But the funny thing about us is that we choose comfort over what's actually good for us in a lot of situations, right? People will stay in a relationship that they hate, they'll stay in a job that they hate, they'll keep themselves around friends that they hate because it's familiar, and familiarity is comfortable. It's comfortable to be familiar and to be around familiar faces. It's comfortable to not have to introduce yourself to new people every day. It's comfortable to not have to push the envelope of what is really possible for yourself every single day. So yeah, what you should do, you should get up, go out, talk to someone new. Go talk to new people. Go compliment somebody. Go make a new friend, man. Go do anything new and it will it will reward you in very interesting ways that you wouldn't really expect. Because a big part of this whole comfort is just complacency, right? And I'm not sure who says this, but this is something I've always said is that complacency kills. So when you get too comfortable with your own situation, you're just gonna be stuck in it. It's like, you get paid enough at your job, you're not gonna seek anything more. You're not gonna seek a different job or more interesting work maybe, because you're kind of just content. And content really kills you, man. Once you're content with your, I don't know, physique, once you're content with your grades, it's like you're never gonna push to the next thing, which is why it's good to go make a YouTube channel. You're probably going to get 0 views. You might never get any views. No one's going to see what you're saying. You're going to be a crazy guy talking to a camera, saying absolutely nothing for probably 100 videos, if not more. And the truth is, like, you see all these guys like Nico, for example, and whoever else, right? They make one video and all of a sudden they have 500,000 views, they have 50,000 subscribers, whatever. And people get very enamored with this idea of overnight success. But the thing is, detach yourself from the outcome. The outcome doesn't really matter because it's not really about the outcome, it's about the action of doing, right? Lifting weights, me personally, and I don't know if this doesn't really go for everybody, but when I lift weights, I'm not doing it because I know I'm gonna look super huge someday. I'm not doing it because I know it's gonna make me look great in the present and in the future, but I do it because the action of doing it is great. The action of pushing myself in a way that makes me uncomfortable is really beneficial to me. And you only really kind of understand that benefit on a real level once you kind of understand what you're made of. Like only recently I got an MRI and I saw my whole brain for the first time. And we often think that we have a perception that's like outside of ourselves and some religions will teach this like you have a soul and you just have a physical body, but your consciousness and your intelligence is all part of a higher level thing. Whatever you believe in, but we all have a brain that thinks. We all have a brain that makes us who we are. It's a very physical thing, man. You get punched in the head wrong. You get punched in the head wrong, dude. You're definitely not going to be who you are today. So, being able to see my own brain in a MRI, it's like wow. It's like the health of my entire body matters. What I eat matters. What I drink matters. How often I sleep matters. Because my brain is I, it is completely attached to everything else that I got going on. And that's not a crazy thing to say. I mean, obviously, but it's you don't really get to appreciate what you're made of until you really see it. You know, you kind of have to see that proof that you really are just an animal, just like the rest. And it really does humble you, and it really does get you thinking, man, there's nothing that kind of has this thing caged down. I can do whatever the hell I want. And that is a really awesome realization to have because you don't have to do the thing your parents tell you to do. You don't have to do the thing your friends are doing. You can do your own thing. And as long as your outcomes are good and as long as you have backup plans and whatever, you know, do whatever you want as long as it won't make you absolutely broke and make you homeless. But I mean, maybe that's what you want. I mean, again, you can choose any choice, any letter in the alphabet. It's all up to you, completely at your discretion. But yeah, really acknowledge the freedom you have because it's really good to know that. Because if you wanna like for me for example, there's nothing starting preventing me from starting a business where I go and knock on doors and I try and pressure wash people's driveways. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. There's also nothing stopping me tomorrow from committing to any one college and then going there and getting a degree and then whatever. There's nothing that stops me from doing that. And there's also nothing that stops me from sitting here and making this video other than my own thoughts, right? Again, you need to catch yourself making excuses for your lack of action because again, I'm probably going to say this a billion times, but your life isn't split into years and days and months. Your life is just your life. Days and years, these are just a metric of time. Um, they're completely based on our planet going around the sun. If our planet went around the sun once for like every human lifetime, well, you got 1 year, right? And you might think that's short. So you gotta like just understand what you're made of, man. Don't make excuses. Don't you don't have time to wait. You don't have time for an action. The only time you have is the time you have right now. Every single trade-off you make, every single bit of time you spend is a trade-off, which is why working even the shittiest minimum wage job, it's you get paid for it because it's an exchange of your life for a little bit of that company's money. So, pay yourself, right? Don't sit on TikTok all day. Oh God, that's a whole topic on its own. And I know there's like people who think they're holier than thou and they're like, oh, dude, TikTok's terrible, oh, yada, yada, yada. And they're just kind of repeating what other people say. But TikTok really is bad. Once you kind of live without it, once you kind of live without social media and you kind of put your energy into other things, such as lifting weights, such as doing your homework, such as going outside and doing some cardio and lifting some weights and whatever I said already, making YouTube videos, whatever. Actually building a tangible thing. Um, Maybe even making some connections with people. You kind of realize just how terrible TikTok is. Um, for some reason, I had it re-downloaded today, and I sat there and I didn't sleep well the other night. I was up late. It's kind of my fault, but I couldn't really focus today, and instead I just sat on TikTok, which is very rare. I don't really do that, but today I did, and it was probably the worst day I've had like all year. And that might sound like a crazy over exaggeration and me just being a being a boomer, but man, it just totally kills your mind. It totally made me numb. I kind of just stopped feeling. And that is crazy terrible because once you stop feeling, what's your motivation to do anything? Right? Why do I like even exist if I don't feel like doing nothing? Right? It really just, it's no good. You need to feel. You need to feel everything. Feeling is good. Feel your emotions, man. Feel your thoughts. But anyway, yeah, you are very, very free. You are much more free than you know. and the only limitation on you doing absolutely anything new is having expectation. Oh, I messed up the staircase. Having expectations of certain outcomes. Again, detach yourself from the outcome, man. Just care about the process. Care about the process of doing, not necessarily the outcome you're gonna get from it. Oh, I'm terrible at making stairs. Separate yourself from the outcome. Don't have too many expectations. Your only expectation is that you should be changing and you should be growing. So, yeah. Keep a good attitude. Stay positive. Do what you gotta do. Get your work done. Get your homework done. Get your lift in. Get your cardio in today. What are you doing? It's about to be summer. You got work to do if you live in the northern hemisphere. But anyway, that'll be all. Comment what you think. Is there anything holding you back? Right, I really want to hear, whoever comes across this video, I want to hear what you have to say about this. What are your experiences with things like TikTok and um, free will, for that matter? Let me know what you think about everything. Give me your thoughts. I'll respond to everything. And that'll be all for this one. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment so other people can find this video. And I'll catch you in the next one. Have a very awesome day, evening, or night.